All this shit affects everybody. You feel me? But it's by you knowing that. You feel me? You gotta know that. What the fuck is going on my Facebook, yo? You know what I mean? You gotta know that. You know what I mean? You gotta know exactly what it is. You know what I mean? Of course, but hey, that's the perfectionist in you, especially born. Oh, it's fucking hot as shit, man. Right? Now, if you're firstborn, right, you're gonna go through all of that stuff. You feel me? You're gonna go through all of that as a firstborn. Feel me? You're gonna feel that way. You're gonna have that way. You feel me? You're gonna be. That's just what it is. You feel me? Nothing you can do about it. Ooh, it's fucking hot in here, boy. I must have took some energy pills. Yeah, look at it. See? Look at the setback right there, right? It's because I'm a firstborn right now, right? That's affected me. Right? That's Facebook. Boop boop. They got more on Instagram. Instagram will have Facebook viewers come see my live. Whatever was on that live is on that live. You feel me? They can rotate and they can come see. Look, boom, cancel that. Now I'm on the go. You feel me? Go back to my YouTube. I'm saying I'm not gonna not now tend to my Instagram and to my YouTube subscribers because there's an issue with Facebook. You know what I mean? See, that's a setback, right? You see a firstborn person will say, oh man, yo, hold on, yo, I gotta go back now and fix this. No. You feel me? That's where we have to know ourselves and know where our weaknesses and our powers lie. You feel me? That's a weakness as well. You feel me? Always thinking we have to go get the job done. Because at the end of the day, we don't have to. Fuck it. People will find it. That shit will save on there. Facebook is good for that. It's good. It's gonna go over there. You know what I mean? Even if you didn't fucking want to post this shit, they're gonna post it. And then people gonna find this shit on fucking Instagram. You feel me? And listen to it. If they didn't hear it, they didn't hear it. Oh well. You feel me? Because this is how I deal with setbacks now. How I deal with setbacks is I just deal with it. I'm no longer rushing it. No longer getting into no fucking haggles and no hassles no more. With nobody. You feel me? Like, look at this one, right? No one likes to lose, right? Duh. Right? But the most important thing is how to deal with those kinds of situations. Right? Ask yourself these questions. Do you think on more than, do you take on more than one task that you are responsible to handle? Do you take on more than one task than you are responsible to handle? Do you take on more than you are responsible to handle? Right? I'm trying to say it in a multiple different ways so you can get it. Do you take on more than you could responsibly handle? 2, were you held back by any fears? Were you held back by any fears? Were there anything that stopped you from going forward? Was there any fears in your mind? Was it something that stopped you from getting to where you gotta go? Was there any fears there? Were you held back by any fears? That's 2. Now 3, did you prepare properly for the job? Were you ready? Right? Were you ready? Right? Right? This is the thing, right? Okay, boom, showing up. Right? Most show up, right? Most don't show up. Right? And the ones that show up, right? They don't come prepared. Right? Right? And the ones that show up halfway, it's like you're set up to fail. Right? Because you'll go in there half-assed, right? just showing up and not prepared, not able to do the job, right? Now, what was the fault really yours, or did anyone else share in it? For example, your boss, who didn't give you the adequate time to prepare and now is blaming you? Was it? Are your skills really in that area or not? You see, these are the questions you need to ask yourself. These are the 5 questions you need to ask yourself. Were the skills that you are, do the skills that you have right now and the job that you're doing, is it in the same field? Is it in the same line? Is it your NICS code? Is it your niche? Is it something that you're skilled at? See, you have to know that. Firstborns can take on the world, and they tend to take on too much at one time. That's true talk. You see, this book right here, if you read this book right here, it's actually very good for you. It will actually break down to you the different kinds of traits. We're not talking about personality traits. Yes, we're talking about personality traits. There's 8 different personalities, female, blah, blah, blah. But in the household, business whole, people itself, there are certain traits. And if you know the traits, right, then you could actually understand humanity and humans and how they act and how they function, right? Some have reasons, some don't act with reasons, some act monstrous, right? Some act reasonable, right? It depends. It depends on how you was made. If you know that you were made to be a warrior, a this or that, or this or that, or this or that, if you know that and you can control that power, then you know how to flip it now, and you can act just like the other side, and you can be able to balance and get to where you need to go. And when you balance, right? When you balance, right? You begin to levitate. You begin to levitate, right? Gravity cannot take you down. You see, you got a lot going on, and your family's trying to tell you this, tell you that, and people's trying to make you feel bad. Take that as a balance, right? Take the balance right there, right? And go levitate. Go levitate. Trust me, it works. It works for me. Go into your zone where you are on your throne. You might be in a relationship where your spouse is older than you, but you're still a firstborn, meaning that you're headstrong. Both of y'all butting heads. But guess what? Whoever house that is at the time of, unless that's like, your wife, or, they submit to you or something. You feel me? They're going to feel like they in more control even if you're older. You feel me? So this is something you have to know. So if you have a space that you can go to, or they have a space that they could go to, that is beautiful. And that right there can help out you and everyone. You feel me? This is shit that you got to know. You got to understand it. Feel me? But it takes time. It takes time. But look at this, right? Firstborns can take on the world. So they tend to take on too much of it at once. The next time you're asked to do a job, consider: 1, is it realistic for me to tackle this job given the time constraints and other things on my plate? 2, do I feel comfortable doing this job? Is it in my best interest and skill area? These are heavy questions, man. Number 3, will I have the help and resources I need to do the job? You see, of course you can do it on your own, but you can't. There's a lot of friction, a lot of stuff in the world that makes you butt heads, and sometimes you need to put certain things in place so you can levitate. You need a balance. When you get that balance, you can start to levitate. You start to levitate. That's what it's about. Based on your answers on those questions right there alone, you can make the best and the most informative decisions just on those 3 right there. Make the best informative decisions on your life. You feel me? That's coming from this book right here. That ain't even come from me. That's come from this book right here. The guy did 45 years in researching all this shit, and he's a doctor. You feel me? Shout out to Dr. Kevin Leman. Right? This is from Dr. Kevin Leman. Right? Not me telling you this. Me, I'm a firstborn. I want to know why the hell I'm having friction sometimes with people, and why, and this and that and this and do. So guess what? I want to know. Hey, best place to learn it is from the experts. What do they write? Books. Hey, I'm not gonna go and go fucking search and go keep finding, go search, like you digging in the dirt. You feel me? No, I'm gonna go right there and get the good soil. Feel me? I'm not gonna dig up fucking dirt to fucking try to get soil. I'm gonna go fucking get the soil. You know what I mean? And if you fail at this task, at that task again, it is the end of the world. Not really. Right? Thoughts. Right? Though it seems to be at the time, no one has ever done anything great without taking risks, without striking or sticking their neck out a little. Does that make sense to you? You feel me? When you handle the decision, no one has ever done anything great without taking a risk or sticking their neck out a little. That's big. That's big. Albert Einstein, I think, said that as well. When you fail, cut yourself some slack. When you fail, cut yourself some slack. You're gonna fail. Your failure isn't permanent. It isn't contagious, right? But it's a social disease. And it doesn't mean your character is shot. That failure has to do with only one event. It's not an evaluation as you as a person. Now, it's something that you have to address with yourselves. And that's something to think about. Feel me? How do you handle setbacks? Oh, here you go. Oh. Yeah. No, I'm saying.